Okay, hi guys, how you doing? Are you good? Okay, it's the run up to Christmas. I have a headache already. Welcome to November favourites, because apparently this is now a thing that I am doing. So, welcome to the things that I enjoyed in November. First things first. Okay, when you're watching this, it's probably the end of November, beginning of December, so we're getting into Christmas. Don't blame me, I have sisters-in-law. We all sort of ended up buying this chap. Just a normal Santa, you would think. Nothing special.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. And when a girl goes in with the itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. When I pull up, check that you know that butt was stuck. Oh baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture. You got black.
I don't think that needs explanation, do you? Moving on. You get online, you start talking to your sisters-in-law, and that happens. Okay, so we're moving on. Moving on to the books. I have 3 books this month, because lots of authors release books that were brilliant. Starting with What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. If you have watched my channel before, you will know that I flippin' love Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, and I also love all of Adam Silvera's books, which are around here somewhere. Why can't I find them when I'm looking for them? Anyway, I love them both. They teamed up and wrote the cutest, most adorable little gay love story I have ever read in my life. I mean, I thought Simon was cute, but this topped Simon. This is all of Adam's cuteness and all of Becky's cuteness put into one book. I am suddenly blanking as to which one of these is Ben and which one is Arthur. Maybe the other way around, I don't know. It's 2 guys, they meet in a post office in New York, they get crushes on each other, and they try to find each other because they don't swap names. And it's the kind of, is that him? Is that maybe him? Well, he was wearing this t-shirt, so maybe he works here. Maybe I should put up a sign, maybe I should go on Craigslist, maybe you should do, and somehow they go down the road of trying to find each other, both unaware that they're trying to find each other, and it's just... I want this made into a film. This is a rom-com in the making. Stop beeping at me. Mother, I love you, but I'm trying to record things. What was I saying? I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I've forgotten completely what I was saying. It unfortunately is not on Audible if you live in the UK. If you live in America, no problem. You can go and listen to this and have a wonderful old time. If you live in England, don't get me started. I emailed Audible, I had a row, they gave me a free credit, but at the same time they did not give me this book, which is what I want. It's not licensed in the UK, but at least I do have the copy. It was difficult to read because I'm not good at print reading anymore, but it's just... We have a theme of all the gay. Basically this year I am trying to read not exclusively LGBTQ content, but it does seem to be going that way, and I finally, thanks to Kickstarter and the lovely Alice Osman, have a physical hard copy of Heartstopper, which is a webcomic that is written by Alice Osman, who also wrote Radio Silence and a bunch of other books. This is Charlie and this is Nick, and they have been in her other books, and now they have a webcomic that is made into a book of their very own. You have the cuteness with the fluffy and the scrunching of the hair and the so basically they're 2 mates in high school, and Charlie is out and gay. Nick is confused and is slowly getting feelings for Charlie and is maybe discovering that he is bisexual. Just so cute. It is still going on as a webcomic. This is just part 1 of the actual physical copies. I will link it down below, and hopefully volume 2 will come out soon because I want to squish it. The love I have for this is adorable. Book related, last but not least, I have to mention Hank Green's debut novel, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, which I listened to on Audible. The audiobook actually came out the same day as the book. Hank's writing, it's fast paced, it's all inclusive, it's funny as hell, it is self-deprecating. The characters are so self-deprecating and you can relate to them so much. It's difficult to tell you the story without giving it massively away. There is a girl named April May, and she has come across an remarkable thing on the streets of New York. And through this, she makes YouTube videos about it, and she starts blogging about it, and she gets tied up in this massive worldwide conspiracy that is going on. It is about identity online. It is about who you become when you become slightly, if not completely, internet famous, and all the things that go on in your brain to feed that and to feed the ego and to feed everything that makes you want to be bigger and more famous, but you didn't really want to in the first place, but you don't know how you got to that. And it's all of these themes inside this big worldwide conspiracy sort of thing that is going on. It's also greatly appealing to me because it is queer content. April May is queer. I loved this book, and I don't want to say too much about it because I think it should stay a mystery for those who are reading it for the first time, but it is truly a remarkable thing. Moving away from the books, we have a thing that I did. So it was my friend's birthday and we went to paint pottery. Now most people, when pottery painting, would paint a plate or a bowl or a mug or something. No, I went for a clock and I did this to it. Welcome to the rainbow clock that says, hang on, let me overthink this. Because that is what I do with time. If I need to be somewhere at a certain time, I think, well, I better leave 20 minutes because it might take me 20 minutes to get there. But then what if I hit traffic, so that's another 10 minutes? What if I'm not very well or I can't park, so that's another... I leave an hour before I have to be anywhere, and I overthink everything, and it was just a really nice afternoon, and I just had a great time. As somebody who can't do lots when I'm outside, and I have massive anxiety when I go outside because there's people and there's noise, just sat there painting pottery. It was a nice kind of quiet outlet. I didn't get too nervous because I was too busy concentrating on the pottery. Then we have sort of TV. Technically not TV, it's Facebook TV, go with me. There is a thing called the Red Table Talk, which I have mentioned in a previous video. It is run by Jada Pinkett Smith, the actress. Also her daughter Willow Smith is there, the singer stroke actress stroke model, I think. And also Jada's mum, Willow's grandmother, who they call Gammy. It is 3 generations of women who sit round a table and have open discussions about race, domestic abuse, about marriage, because they bring in Jada's husband Will Smith at one point. They had one about parenthood where Will has a previous partner and they talked to her about bringing the children together, and it was truly, truly interesting and wonderful, and I love the dynamic of having 3 generations. I wish there were 3 generations in my family where we could all sit and get together, but unfortunately there aren't. But I think it's important for the older to talk to the younger to learn. We don't do that anymore, I don't think. The discussions that they're having are so open and so diverse that I'm learning a lot. They bring in other guests as well, and they have an immense amount of compassion for what they need to say, and I am really, really enjoying it. I will link it down below. I'm learning a lot that I didn't know, and I wish that more families could do this. I really do. I wish that my family could do this. And then, last but not least, I left the house again. I've done that a lot this month. Completely unexpected. Literally 2 days before going, bought tickets to go and see a play called A Beautiful Thing by Jonathan Harvey, which I knew as a film from I think 1995, about 2 boys living in a council estate, and they live next door to each other. They both one comes from an abusive family, the other one comes from a very loving but difficult family, and it's the story of how they are friends and their friendship maybe grows into something stronger, and trying to navigate being gay or being bisexual or sexuality in the early 90s. It was originally a play made in 1993, then made into a film. This is back to the play version. A touring company put it on at the Tobacco Factory in Bristol, which is a little kind of independent theatre, and it blew me away. I think also because the staging of it, in the Tobacco Factory, all the seating is around in a circle and a stage is in the middle, and the actors kind of walk past and by you and right in front of you to be able to move around the space, and so you're really, really up close and you can see the emotion. It's very, very intense. I can relate to it in many, many ways as a teenager who was queer and didn't really know what to do with that, having friendships that you kind of looked at now and you think, I kind of wanted to be with that person, but I didn't know how to say that, so I was just really close friends with them. The knife edge of being queer in the early 90s, of will your parents accept you, will they not accept you, they could chuck me out, your whole life could disappear by saying a couple of words. Again, this friendship of, if I say the wrong thing and they don't feel the way I feel, this could blow up out of proportion. Costumes were brilliant. The early 90s, such an odd choice in fashion. The shell suits and the baggy t-shirts with the little lycra bicycle shorts. It was a very strange fashion time. Washed denim, but it was a brilliant play, and I'm really freaking glad I went to see it. I'm not sure if it still is touring. If it is, I will link it down below. If not, go and see the film because it's also fantastic. This is the time I grew up in, so yeah, I'm really grateful to my friend for taking me and telling me about it because I didn't know it was on, and I'm very grateful. That is all my things in November. Oik. That was a lot of things. I went on for quite a while. I hope you enjoyed putting up with that. Don't know if there will be one in December because I'll probably just be hungover from Christmas. But for now, I don't know what that is. Take care. Happy festive season to come. There may or may not be a festive series that is going to happen again. I don't know. We'll see how far I get with this. Okay. Bye.
Oh, baby, I want to get picture and take your picture. You got black.
That never gets old.